Hey, this is Stacy from Let's Cook, y'all. Welcome back to our channel. If you're new, welcome. We're so glad you're here. We hope you'll enjoy the content on our channel and you'll consider hitting that red subscribe button. We recently tried a new recipe to us for an Instant Pot creamy shells and beef. I did make a couple of substitutions and changed up the recipe a little bit. We will show you what we did and leave a link to the original recipe and whether or not we liked it. So let's make some creamy shells and beef. Trying a new recipe in our Instant Pot for a creamy shells and beef. I'm doing the unthinkable, using ground turkey instead of the beef. Going to add some extra seasonings, probably some steak seasoning. I do not have that out right now. I just have out the ingredients that the recipe calls for, which is ground beef or turkey, some onion. We're going to saute the onion in some olive oil and then add some seasonings, garlic powder, Italian, salt and pepper, and like I said, I will add more. I've found that pressure cooking needs a lot of extra seasoning. It will be the shell pasta and the pasta sauce and some water. And I may cut this in half and only use a ½ pound of meat. This is 1½ cups of water. The original recipe, if you're making the full amount, calls for 3 cups of water. We'll finish at the end with some half and half Parmesan cheese and cream cheese at the end. You don't ever do dairy under pressure in the pressure cooker. So we will give this recipe a shot and see how it goes. The first thing we're going to do is get the Instant Pot on saute mode to start sauteing the meat and some chopped up onion. I always like to get my pan hot. That's why I always show you guys where I put my hand over it to feel the heat before I add the olive oil. But the pan was hot. I added the oil till it was shimmering or rippling, and then I started adding the onions. I did not have to leave out bell pepper. This recipe actually didn't call for it. And then you add the beef, or in my case the ground turkey, get it all sauteed up. The recipe says to brown the ground beef and then take it out and drain it. Turkey thankfully does not have as much grease and fat as ground beef. I've already done this once. I thought I had my camera on. I just take my tongs and a paper towel and try to get most of the grease and moisture out. And then we will add the rest of the ingredients. And when I showed you everything, I did leave out tomato paste, so we will add the seasonings and the tomato paste next. I added the 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning that the recipe did call for, and then since I used turkey instead of beef, I added some steak seasoning to beef it up a little bit. The 1 teaspoon of garlic powder that the recipe calls for, the ½ teaspoon each of salt and pepper, and then the tablespoon of tomato paste from a tube. I love this stuff. I keep it in my refrigerator. We're going to mix all that up really well. And I always add extra seasonings when I cook in the Instant Pot, so I added some onion powder, some white pepper, and some more of this Trader Joe's mushroom umami that I'm still figuring out how to use. The meat is browned and seasoned, so we pour in the shell pasta and then a 24-ounce jar of pasta sauce. The recipe was very specific. You don't stir the pasta sauce in the water, but I always like to try to cover as much of the pasta as I can. I don't want dry, crunchy pieces. So you pour the sauce and then you pour the water. You don't stir, you don't mix. And I did try, like I said, I tried to get everything below some liquid. We're going to seal it up and set it to cook for 5 minutes. Give or take a few minutes to start and stop the stopwatch. It looks like it took it a little over 17 minutes to come to pressure, and we will cook for 5. And then do a quick release. Safety disclaimer, Instant Pot will tell you never to cover the vent with a towel, but I always have and I've never had a problem. Once the pressure fully releases, then the pin will drop, which is what I was pointing at, and it is safe to open. I took my spatula and stirred it around to make sure everything was cooked and wasn't stuck. It's time to add the other 2 ingredients. I took 4 ounces of softened cream cheese and I did cut it up into smaller pieces. I think it helps it melt and incorporate. Then you add 1 cup of grated or shredded Parmesan cheese, and we will incorporate that. One thing I really liked about this recipe, as opposed to some of the others I saw on Pinterest, is this one used a cup of half and half rather than heavy cream, which I preferred. I added a little bit to start with, and then the rest of it to stir it up, and that makes it creamy. Instant Pot creamy shells and beef. I will leave a link to the recipe that I used, and we will put a comment as if we like this or not, and if we'd make it again. It does make a lot for the 2 of us. I would cut it in half next time. We will plate this up. We've got salad and green beans to go with it. Fix our plates and show you a quick picture. As always, thanks so much for stopping by our channel. Take care and have a wonderful and truly blessed day. If you're new to our channel, we also do weekly What's for Dinner videos that we post every Sunday afternoon, but we also have a lot of dedicated recipe or cooking videos. One similar to this creamy shells and beef is our taco pasta. The very first thing we ever tried in our Instant Pot was a chicken and noodles. Some of our favorite things to do in our Instant Pot are to make baby back ribs and potato salad to go with that. We also like taking our springform pan and making a taco pie or a cheeseburger tortilla pie. One of our most popular recipes on our channel is our roast with veggies that we made in the Instant Pot. One of my favorite things to make to take someone when they've been sick or home from the hospital is Tuscan chicken pasta. We've also tried a peachy balsamic chicken, a pineapple chicken, and the internet famous egg roll in a bowl. One of my husband's favorite things for me to make in the Instant Pot is chicken and dumplings. We've also tried jambalaya, and we've taken our crock pot recipe that I've made for over 20 years for chicken Santa Fe and converted it to the Instant Pot. We also have some instructional videos on how to make yogurt and a great dessert, some lava cakes. We hope you get a chance to check them all out. Thanks again for stopping by. Have a blessed day.